No one expected the stadium to fall silent on the very first pitch. But when the ball left Roki Sasaki's hand, when it cut through the air like something not entirely human, every voice vanished as if fear itself pressed a finger to their lips. It wasn't a fastball. It was a warning. The rookie who had crossed an ocean, the phenom whispered about in late-night broadcasts and locker room rumors, had finally stepped onto a major league mound. And in that moment, everyone watching felt a strange electricity, the kind that only shows up when history is about to introduce itself. Sasaki didn't smile. He didn't show nerves. He simply stood there, eyes steady, heartbeat invisible, carrying the quiet confidence of someone who knew exactly what he was born to do. The batter tightened his grip. The crowd leaned in. The world watched. Then came the second pitch. It snapped into the catcher's glove with such violence that the echo seemed to rattle the stadium lights. Someone in the front row actually flinched. Cameras zoomed in, desperate to capture the blur of motion that human eyes could barely register. A rookie wasn't supposed to do this. But Roki Sasaki never cared much for, supposed to. He delivered the next pitch faster. Then faster still. Each one a declaration. Each one a challenge. Each one a reminder that the league's newest player was not here to learn, he was here to conquer. And as the strikeouts piled up, fans started whispering to each other, not in excitement but in disbelief. Was this real? Was this happening? Was this kid actually rewriting what a rookie debut could look like? Every inning felt like an episode of a thriller, tension building with each pitch. The camera lingered on Sasaki's calm expression, as if trying to understand how someone could look so peaceful while causing so much chaos. Hitters stepped up to the plate with strategies, game plans, scouting reports, and walked away shaking their heads, bat dangling like a useless piece of wood. They weren't just beaten. They were confused. Because how do you prepare for something you've never seen before? Sasaki moved with a grace almost unfair for someone throwing that hard. His mechanics were smooth, effortless, almost too perfect. The ball exploded from his fingertips as if obeying a physics that didn't apply to anyone else in the stadium. Pitchers on the opposing team watched from their dugout, some smiling in awe, others studying him like a puzzle they knew they'd have to solve someday. The catcher barely had to guide him. It was as if Sasaki saw the game not pitch by pitch but frame by frame, like a filmmaker editing a masterpiece in real time. Then came the moment. The batter stepped in, a veteran, a known slugger, a man who had faced the best arms in the world. The crowd buzzed, sensing a showdown. Sasaki stared in. The first pitch, a fastball, perfectly placed, splitting the strike zone like a laser cutting glass. The second pitch, a splitter so cruel it seemed to disappear into another dimension. The third pitch. Silence. Swing. Air. The crowd exploded. It wasn't just a strikeout. It was a message to the entire league. A message that said, the future has arrived, and it throws fire. From that moment on, the rookie season wasn't just impressive, it became a myth in motion. Game after game, highlight after highlight, Sasaki delivered performances that felt too big for his age, too sharp for his experience, too perfect for reality. Opposing fans came early, not to intimidate him, but to witness him. Even those rooting against his team couldn't help but rise to their feet when he jogged out of the bullpen, that unmistakable calmness surrounding him like a shield. Kids copied his wind-up in the stands. Broadcasters ran out of superlatives. Analysts dug into data trying to explain the unexplainable. Because Roki Sasaki didn't pitch like a rookie. He pitched like a prophecy. Every time he took the mound, it felt like the stadium inhaled, and didn't exhale until he walked off. His fastball carved the air with precision. His splitter danced like a ghost. His presence, even in silence, wrapped the field in tension. And yet, through all the noise and the headlines, Sasaki never changed. He still walked onto the mound with the same quiet determination. He still bowed his head respectfully after each outing. He still carried the weight of expectation with the ease of someone carrying nothing at all. That was his magic. Not just the speed, not just the movement, not just the strikeouts or the shutouts or the highlights replayed across continents. It was the calm inside the storm. The discipline behind the chaos. The humility within the greatness. His rookie season became a chapter fans would talk about long after the stadium lights dimmed. A moment in time where a young pitcher didn't just show promise, he showed destiny. And in the final game of the year, as he walked off the mound to a roaring standing ovation, Sasaki didn't raise his arms or pound his chest. He simply tipped his cap, a quiet gesture from a quiet star who had let his performance speak louder than any words could. The crowd knew. The players knew. The world knew. This wasn't the end. This was only the beginning. Because some rookies enter the league. But legends, they announce themselves. Roki Sasaki did more than pitch. He arrived. And baseball will never forget the moment it first felt the earthquake of his greatness.